Meanwhile, the Converge Fiber-Xers are starting things the right way, the Commissioner's Cup under its new head coach. And what is it like for him to finally get his feet wet in the pros? Let's find out. Joining us to go all out in the stories, Converge head coach, Coach Aldin Ayo. Good morning, Coach Aldin. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning. Good morning, Ma'am Christine.
Well,
good morning to all the viewers.
Coach, you must be so excited. I mean, a win for your debut in the PBA. Converge defeated Terra Firma last Friday, 124-110. And, Converge accomplished several milestones in this particular game with you in charge. So, franchise high in points, largest winning margin by a head coach in his debut since 2020, and syempre, first franchise victory with an import. Coach Aldin, I mean, what were your expectations in your first game dito sa PBA? Was it everything you ever dreamed of?
Well, I was expecting a tough game. And yung pakiramdam, it was a mixed feelings. I mean, I was nervous, I was excited, and I don't know what to expect, especially during the first quarter because we were not hitting our shots. We made 2 out of 25 from the 3-point line, so we struggled a little bit, but we just sustained our defense in the second half. That's why we were able to win that game.
I mean, did you have doubts, Coach? I mean, like, you were like a 62-62 at the halftime. I mean, did you have doubts? And what were you constantly telling your team to try to maybe get out of the rut or the slow pace that you were in the first half?
I just told the players to play our game, just to set the tone and make sure that we set the pace, pabilisin yung laro, and maging patient lang dun sa mga tira namin because in the second half we were taking our shots, the usual shots that we are taking during the practices. Kasi iniisip ko, papasok din yan as long as mag-execute tayo and as long as maganda yung decision making.
Siyempre, Coach, all eyes were on you talaga for that game. Your import, Quincy Miller, had a spectacular game last Friday with 38 points, 16 rebounds, 5 assists, and 3 blocks. I mean, we understand. I mean, I know I heard you in one interview say that he's really like an all-around player. What were your expectations from him? He is very athletic, he is young, he's very competitive. Was this everything that he was advertised to be?
I am expecting him to lead our team, and we have to work on our team chemistry. Every time kasi na may mga games na may mga players na nag-score ng 38 points or 40 points, medyo may imbalance sa team. So I'm expecting the locals to contribute also because Quincy cannot do it alone. That was our first game for sure. Other teams are going to prepare for him, but we have to play as a team. I mean, the whole players, the whole team should contribute.
Tama ka talaga yan, Coach. One person can't necessarily, carry the whole team. At hindi lang yan, Coach, kasi matagal-tagal pa yung susunod na game ng Converge. Up next, Magnolia Hotshots. That will be on Saturday. Magnolia has a solid lineup, okay? So you have guys like Paul Lee, Gio Halalon, Ian Sangalang, even Calvin Abueva. And there's also yung coach nila, si Chito Victorero, who used to coach Mapua in the NCAA. I mean, this could well be possibly one of your maybe first tests in the PBA. What are you expecting from your game versus Magnolia?
Well, same thing. It will be a tough game for us. Yung Magnolia kasi, ito yung team na balanced. Yung mga players, alam nila yung mga roles nila. And I know Coach Chito also because I was with him when we were in Kia. And I know how good he is, and I know how hardworking he is. So it will be a tough game for us, for the players and for the coaches also.
And you were, Coach Ayo, you were supposed to play your second game in the PBA on Sunday against Barangay Ginebra. But, unfortunately, that game was postponed due to Typhoon Carding. I was able to speak to Ginebra head coach Tim Cone, and he said some very interesting things to say about you. Let's watch this, Coach.
cycle of the PBA, no? The first
It's a little scary going up against them. You know, I've never coached against. I never coached against him, and Ayo is, you know, he's won everywhere he's gone. He's so disruptive in the way he defends, and you don't get to do your normal execution. So he really tests your ability to play the game properly.
Coach, your thoughts on kung anong sinabi ni Coach Tim?
I have so much respect to Coach Tim. I met him, I think, twice or thrice already. And the first time I met him was when I was in Lasal. Na-amaze ako sa kanya. Actually, yung first time, I was starstruck kasi not only that, yung accomplishment niya, pero yung being a person. I mean, yung mga senior niya sa amin doon sa Lasal, talagang grabe yung experience niya. And that's the very reason why he is successful, because on and off the court, he is really that focused and maigi. I mean, balance, and one factor pa na naiisip ko is yung experience namin. Actually, yung first game, PBA game na napanood ko, it was Coach Tim when I was in elementary, yung grade 5 ako. So, one of the reasons also na bakit talagang gustong-gusto kong makapasok sa PBA.
What would you say, Coach Ayo, would be the one thing that you learned from Coach Tim? Or that you look forward to, at least in terms of being able to play against him?
His system. Tested yung sistema na from triangle. He made some modifications, and habang tumatagal, nag-a-adjust siya. Hindi siya nag-stick dun sa sistema niya. Kung ano yung sa tingin niya na effective, he adjusts very well. Then, of course, he has the players na mag-fit dun sa system niya. Tapos, yung team niya, stuck na stuck eh. Yung second group niya, pwede mag-start sa ibang teams. So, mahirap yun isipin na they have the winningest coach, one of the best coaches, if not the best coach sa liga. And at the same time, nandun din yung mga players na kailangan niya. So, mahirap. And aside from that, of course, they are the crowd favorite. I mean, wherever they go, parang home court palagi nila eh. Yung nandun palagi yung sixth man nila.
Well, Coach, I mean, I think it's probably mutual admiration between both you and Coach Tim. You mentioned something about the system. I want to find out more about your system, the way you coach your team. So don't go anywhere. Our all-out conversation with Converge Fiber-Xers head coach Aldin Ayo will continue after this quick timeout. Sports Desk will be right back. And welcome back to Sports Desk here on CNN Philippines. Well, our guest today, Converge Fiber-Xers head coach Aldin Ayo. Coach, magbalik tanaw muna tayo. We mentioned time and again how you're reunited with your players from your champion teams sa UAAP and then in the NCAA as well, like Jeron Teng and Aljun Melencio from LaSalle, and then you have Kevin Racal from Letran, and among many others. And you've actually mentioned before, Coach, that you need to have your best soldiers every time you go to war. Now, what was it like coaching these guys again after so long, being reunited?
I know that they can help us a lot dun sa transition. I'm very familiar with them. That's why if you've noticed dun sa first game namin, unconsciously, sila yung, hindi ko alam na sila pala yung nandun sa starting five. Eh. Actually, it was my mom who reminded me that, oh, yung starters mo, puro mga dati mga players. Eh. Well, the reason why nandun sila because of their familiarity with our system, because we always prioritize our system. And regarding dun sa reunion, hindi ko naman iniisip yun kasi ang iniisip ko lang kung sino yung makakatulong. So regardless kung saang galing na college team o kung saang galing na program, what is important is kung sino yung mag-fit dun sa gusto namin gawin.
Okay, I want to jump quickly to, you keep mentioning about the habits. Maybe it was habits that you picked these players of yours that you have already experienced, coaching. But tell me a little bit about your system, Coach. I mean, I understand, sabi nga ni Coach Tim, it is disruptive, may pagka-destructive, and then mayhem and whatnot. Tell me a little bit about that system of yours. And are you gonna spice things up a little bit and possibly change it since total, alam na nila kung ano yung mga sistema mo at kung ano ang gagawin mo?
Oh, we always want to be unpredictable. We always want to do something new, surprising, and of course, useful or valuable. But in terms of being unpredictable, everybody knows that we're going to run. But after that, well, siguro nila alam kung anong next namin na gagawin. And kami lang ang nakakaalam noon, and it will depend on our cohesion, it will depend on our chemistry. But rest assured that all of these players are confident, and all of these players are going to play within the system. And in our defense also, we just want everybody to be fundamentally sound. And of course, we want them to be ready physically because it will be a demanding system in terms of defense. And overall, well, I want all my players to be smart and always they should always make the right and best decisions every time they're on the court.
I mean, Coach, all of these are, parang easier said than done. I mean, how can you guarantee that your players will come out and actually being able to perform all that you want to do? I mean, we spoke to CSB head coach Charles Chu last week at sabi niya, iba talaga yung experience ng handling ng mga college players as opposed to the pros. I mean, what's your opinion, Coach? I mean, in handling your team, they're the pros now. Maybe they're not as young as your college players now, Coach. How can you ensure that they will come up with a plan that you have instilled for them?
Everything starts in our practice. Of course, we break down everything. Dapat maganda yung teaching method mo. Na ipapakita mo muna yung kabuuan, the whole system, kung anong gagawin. And after that, you break it down pa isa-isa muna. Then after that, it's up to them, really. And you really have to take care of the small details. Every time nagkakamali, make sure that you correct them, and you have to be consistent in implementing the system. So as coaches, you really have to innovate kung ano yung pinakamagandang teaching method, kung ano yung pinakamagandang approach na pwede mong gawin dun sa mga players para makuha kagad nila yung kapagawa mo. Then, one more thing, before doing it, as a coach, you have to make sure that these players are fundamentally sound. Because at the end of the day, it's basketball, and you should know the discipline of this sport.
I mean, I keep hearing that word from you, fundamentally sound, sticking to the details, making sure you notice that, and being able to maybe correct it right away. Now, winning aside, Coach Ayo, it seems talaga na malaki yung impact mo sa mga players na na-handle mo sa college. What do you think makes you an exceptional coach?
I love to win. I hate to lose, and I'll do everything that is necessary to win. Ang hindi ko kaya talaga na tipong matatalo ka tapos may pwede ka pa sanang gawin. Yun ang unacceptable. So whatever it takes na pwedeng gawin na tama na within the rules, we're going to do it. And well, I really love this game. It's all I have. Ito nagpapasaya sa akin. So lahat ng buong pagkatao ko nakatuon lang dito. Lahat ng focus, halos every day. I mean, I wake up 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock in the morning thinking about basketball, and I'm going to sleep at maybe 9 or 10 and dream about basketball. Doon na lang umiikot yung oras ko yung mundo ko sa laro So yun ang gusto kong palagi mangyari sa basketball.
Parang you eat, live, and breathe basketball, which is nice because I know that the players have utmost respect for you, your former players, and I'm sure your current players as well. And anybody that I would speak to when I ask, kumusta naman si Coach Ayo, sabi lang talaga nila, he is such an amazing coach. Well, season 98 in the NCAA is in full swing. A new UAAP season is about to begin this Saturday, Coach. I mean, you've won championships in these leagues. And yung impact mo talaga sa mga players, na sabi ko nga talaga, it apparently goes beyond and after sa mga stint mo, sa mga teams mo, Letran, LaSalle, UST. And they even dedicated, I understand, their win for you, UST, But if you could coach in the collegiate ranks again, if you're even considering it in the future, would you go back to any one of those teams that you have coached in the past, or would you start totally new?
If given the chance, I'll go back to UST.
Why, Coach?
May mga dapat kaming na-achieve doon. Dapat nakapag-champion kami doon. And I love the community. Grabe yung support. Grabe yung support ng alumni. And wherever you go, I mean, buong Pilipinas, and every time naupunta rin ako ng overseas, yung mga tumasyan, palaging nandun. But I'm not thinking of it right now because I'm happy here. I have this opportunity here in the PBA and Converge. So I'll stick with this opportunity and I'll make the most out of this opportunity.
Okay, well, thank you so much for being with us, Coach. Continue to be disruptive in a very positive way. Thank you so much, Coach. We totally enjoy having you with us here in Sports Desk, and all the best to you. We just spoke to Converge Fiber-Xers head coach Aldin Ayo.